I'm going to tell you a little bit about my personal story, but as I look out here, I think it's really great to be a survivor at this point because today all of you look funny and I get to look normal. Wigs are irritating, are they not?
Yes.
I can't wait to get home and take it off?
Yes.
Right, so I'm going to do that right now.
Good girl.
Story. I'm trying not to take up too much of your time. We have a lot of bidding to do for a good cause here tonight. So in May of 2012, I felt a lump. It was under the underwire of my brow. And I thought, geez, that kind of itches. It's really kind of uncomfortable. And I went to bed that night and investigated a little bit further and thought, that's just not normal. So I called up my primary care physician and explained to him that I found a lump, but it was less than a pea-sized lump. And I wasn't very concerned, and nor was he. And I saw him within the week. He sent me to get a mammogram at a local clinic. And that mammogram came back in paper form to my physician. And it had simply said, it's a 0.6 millimeter cyst. Don't worry about it. So with that, I carried on with my life. Each October, I get my regular mammogram anyway. So October rolled around. I got the next mammogram at the same local clinic. They came back and said, oh, sorry, it wasn't a cyst. It was a fibroedema. Don't worry about it. With that, I went back and spoke to my primary care physician, and both of us thought, that's not normal. That's not normal. So he sent me back and said, let's get a mammogram and an ultrasound. 2 days later, I'm back at the same local clinic. The report came back and said, it's not a cyst, but we still believe it's a fibroedema. But we can't rule out a carcinoma. Essentially, we don't know. So again, I went back to my primary care physician. He said, I'm not comfortable. Are you? I said, I'm not comfortable either. 2 days after that, I'm in to see a breast specialist. 1 day after that, let me back up. This is the best part. As I'm seeing my breast specialist, she says to me, how long has this been going on? And I tell her the story I just told you. And she leaves the room and goes to look at all my films. It wasn't more than 5 minutes. She came back, did maybe a 3-minute exam, sat down in the chair, and I knew this was not normal. She said to me, I think we need to do a biopsy. And with everything I had, I looked up to her and said, why? And she said, I just think we should do a biopsy, and I'm going to do it myself tomorrow. That was not normal. Tomorrow came, we did the biopsy. It was a Wednesday. I have a 16-year-old daughter at home. Those 2 days were excruciating. How do you tell a 16-year-old that we're going to battle? I'm sorry. I was diagnosed on a Saturday with stage 3 grade 3 breast cancer. Had they caught it in May, I would have been stage 1. So my message is, know you're normal. If it's not normal, you need to go see somebody. But I'm here, and I will win. As you can imagine, my friends and family were heartbroken at this diagnosis. And I want to tell you a little bit about my journey since then. It has not been easy. Thank you. Always prepared. Thank you. I promised myself I wouldn't cry. I wasn't even nervous. Of course I cried. Oh. You sure it's not useful? So, because of the degree of my cancer, typically you would see women go into surgery right away, but my cancer was very, very aggressive. And the word from my doctors and team was, we can't wait. We can't wait one more day. We need to get this woman into chemotherapy, and we need to get her there now. That was scary. I've since went through 3 different rounds of chemotherapy, none of which worked. I was given a 30% chance of surviving this disease. In August of this year, I had a right radical mastectomy. Prior to the surgery, my team had told me I had a 30% chance of survival. My surgeon had told me, Shannon, I just can't get all that cancer. I can't. So this was our last resort. They had to do the surgery just to try to get local control of this disease. The outlook was not good. And we knew it. But I went into surgery that day. I was blessed over by a family nun, sprinkled with some holy water. Saw the physician, held her hand, I looked up at her and I said, do you remember when you told me you didn't think you could get all of this? And she said, yeah, I remember. I said, well, I think we can. And today's a really good day for a miracle. And she squeezed my hand, and she looked back at me and said, I will see what I can do. And I stand here before you with a 90% chance of surviving this. This entire story is know your normal. Trust your gut and push for the appropriate care. Tonight we're here to help in so many ways. If you don't have insurance, or you're facing a high deductible, or simply want to talk, call Home in West Michigan. My own mother, who is standing here to the left of the stage, is underinsured. She took advantage of the program at Betty Ford Clinic, which was likely funded to be home. And I thank you personally.